So what happens next with the relationship?
With our relationship?
With you and Puff, yeah.
We were cool, and we were going places, doing things as far as like going to different parties, different clubs, making sure, doing Atlanta. He doing Bad Boy Weekend in Atlanta, Detroit. We going to fights and everything like that. And nothing, we just cool. Everything is fine up until the night Big died, got murdered.
What did you see that day?
When me and Puff touched down in California, we were going everywhere. You understand? He got connected with Sally Richardson, and we were going to the movies. We were going to the House of Blues, everywhere. So I called Kirk Burroughs, "Oh, your brains, I thought you said we wasn't going nowhere. Puff is going everywhere, and it's just me and him and the driver. You know, some guys might meet up with us and everything like that, but it was just me and him." He said, "Gene, I'll be out there. Y'all gonna be all right?" I said, "All right, cool." Prior to that, I had got a phone call from a guy called Waynesworth Hall. I think it's Waynesworth Hall. His street name was Unique, from Mecca Audio. He was a drug kingpin. He said, "Yo, Gene." Nah, the girl Dawn called me. He said, "Yo, Unique is on the phone." And I said, "Yeah?" I said, "What's up, Unique?" He said, "Vest up," and the phone hung up. Because what happens is, and I found this out, that if the feds find out it's a three-way call, they'll click off. They'll hang up the phone some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? So I called Dawn back. Dawn, I said, "Yo, Dawn, who was that?" She said, "I told you that was Unique." I said, "Unique from Mecca Audio?" Now, Dawn used to date Diddy, so I used to like, she knows a lot of people. So I say to Dawn, "Dawn, that was Unique?" She said, "Yeah, that was Unique from Mecca Audio. He told you, he said they coming out, they coming to get y'all." So I say, "Yo, wow, they coming to get us." So I called Kirk Burroughs. I told Kirk Burroughs we need more security. Because at the time, we only had myself, Kenny Story, and Paul. And Paul had hired a cop from Inglewood. We only got 4 security out there. You know what I'm saying? And here we got Puff, Big, and they entourage, the whole 9 yards. So he tells me that Puff is not getting any more security. I said, wow. So the part where you was talking about I didn't have to go, I never spoke to Puff about what Unique told me, because I had spoke to Chaz Williams a day after that, and Chaz Williams said, "Yeah, I'm hearing like they coming at y'all." Now I know there's beef with us because of what the people think about Jake and Wolf has something to do with Suge people.
Right.
I know it's beef because of what Big did to the people from the Dog Pound when he made that phone call and they shot up their Winnebago in New York. I know there's beef from this Muslim cat that Puff had an argument with in Soul Train. I just found out recently what that was about. And I know it's beef with the Tupac stuff. You understand what I'm saying?
Hit 'em up, like you're saying, the beef from Hit 'em Up? Or?
Yeah, from Hit 'em Up, from the fact that Pac is dead.
Right.
You understand? And they said a Crip did it, and because we was rolling with Crips, they may have thought we had something to do with that. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So now, I'm like this. I'm like, I know this is beef, so when I hear from Chaz Williams, then I hear from Unique, and he's locked up in federal jail in Colorado with El Chapo and them, you know, that type of prison. He gets a phone call to me. You understand? So now I'm like this. Wow, I got to tell Puff. Maybe I could stop us from going to this party and everything. So I come over to the Andre Harrell's house. And I said, yo, Paul, I need to speak to Puff. Puff says to me, Paul said, he's upstairs. I said, yo, Puff. He came down to the steps. It was him, Kim, they had white robes on. And I was laughing because it had BH on it.
Beverly Hills.
Yeah, I said, he stole that. See, he took that damn robe out the Beverly Hills Hotel.
It's classic.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm laughing. I'm looking at him, but I'm kind of laughing at myself. I said, yo, he took that damn rose out the Beverly Hills Hotel. So he said to me, I said, yo, Puff, I got some intel, bro. He said, what's up, Gene? I said, I got some intel that people gonna come and try to kill us. He said, Gene, I don't wanna hear that shit. I don't wanna hear that shit, Gene. I said, you don't wanna hear that shit? F what you mean you don't wanna hear that shit? He said, yo, Gene, you ain't gotta go if you don't wanna go.
In these uncertain times, if there's anything we need is we need people to believe the future looks bright. So if you've heard about me saying this mission to you, we're on a mission to get 1 million people to wear this gear, and this is what we're doing. If you buy one of these hats, there's a category of buying one hat, getting the second one free. If you haven't yet worn this gear publicly, go ahead and test it out. Buy some of the gear, wear it in public, and see how many people will stop by and say, you also watch a Value Timmy? You also follow PBD Podcast? I do too. Place your order. Go to vtmerch.com, click on the link above or below, place your order, and represent the VT and the PBD Podcast gear.
Got up from the table and walked out the door. When I walked out the door, guess who's out there? The Notorious Big in this green Chevy Suburban. D-Rock is playing up with Tone, and they got a Nerf ball playing with a basketball goal doing like that. I said, yo, Big, somebody gonna try to come kill us tonight. And Lil C's, who I hadn't seen all week, you understand? Lil C says, Gene, go ahead on with that cop shit. You always think you know something. I said, I know one thing, you better get you a GED. You know what that is? A good enough degree so they don't cheat you out your money like they doing your man right here. And I was talking to about Big, because I had read his whole contract on the plane because Puff had gave me the briefcase. When he gave me the briefcase, you know, like he just do some bullshit, hand me the briefcase, and went to first class, and I went to coach in the emergency exit, and I just opened it up and started reading the shit. So I'm saying, because at the end of the contract, Big was begging for his, he was asking for his publishing and his marketing back, and Puff was saying in the contract, we'll revisit that at a later date. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just reading this story. I got 6 hours on this plane. I'm gonna go through whatever's in this briefcase. So that's what I did. So I said, so they don't cheat your man out your money right here. And Big said, yo, Gene, I'm gonna have Rock and Tone hold you while Lil C's get his shit off. I said, all that shit sound good. It may make you feel good, but it won't be healthy. You understand? And then next thing you know, Puff was coming out the door. When Puff was coming out the door, he said, come on, let's go. I got in the car with Puff, and we all went to the Peterson Museum.
Okay, so when you said like they're taking money from your man, Biggie is standing there hearing you saying this?
Said it directly to him.
You said it to him.
I said it directly to him.
And he's about to finish up with the last album, and then he's getting $60-some million with him, with Lil' Kim, with all these other guys that is going to start his own thing.
Bruh, he was finished with his album.
He was done with his album.
He was done. Big was out there doing no work on his album. Puff had set him out there to do work on his album.
Got it.
Not on Big's album.
Right.
Because every time we was in the studio, we was doing work on Puff album.
Now, why is Puff allowing you to talk to Biggie like that? Because you're not helping Puff out. Puff is paying you. Why would you talk to one of his guys that's there? The boss is Puff. Puff is paying you. Why are you talking to Biggie that way?
I'm going to talk to them any kind of way they talk to me. My whole thing about it is you got to understand, I'm not that dude that you could talk to and have that kind of conversation with you. It wasn't about pay. They needed me more than I needed them. They needed me because they felt safe because I worked for Chaz Williams from Black Hands.
Who's paying you? Who's paying you at the time?
Who's paying me?
Yeah.
It depends on what day it is.
Well, when you're in L.A., who's paying you when you're in L.A.?
Well, I found out it was Arista Records, but it was for Puff.
Okay. I mean, Puff is paying you, so you're there, but your comment towards Biggie is creating a division between Puffy and Biggie, no? Like, I mean, Biggie's going to be like...
But, bruh, he already had a division with Puff. Their relationship ain't what like people thought it was.
So at this time, has he already told you, yo, Gene, I know you love Diddy, Puff. If you didn't love him,
we had that conversation a week before that.
Well, I'm telling you, you'd go with him. So everybody at this point, does everybody know he's gone? He's moving on. He's doing his own thing.
I think Puff knew it too.
Puff knew. Had they had the conversation yet, or not?
I don't know
yet?
if they had that conversation.
So is that public, or did somebody leak it to Puff? Like Puff is learning from somebody else that told him about Biggie's going to be doing his own thing.
Bruh, if you got to understand this, Clyde Davis and them had spent a lot of money. You understand, to make Big into a superstar. If somebody write up a contract from another record label, Capitol, Atlantic, who you think they gonna tell first? They gonna tell the other head, yo, you know, your boy coming over here. Mm-hmm. You know, we got them. You know what I'm saying? He bringing us 6 groups. Lil' Kim had became a multi-platinum artist. Mm-hmm. You understand? Mm-hmm. Lil' Caesar's a gold artist. Cameron is showing promise.
Sure.
You understand what I'm saying? So you think the two bosses, you know, the two bosses of those record labels ain't friends, they don't know each other, and they not going to tell each other what has been drawn up for them to go?
Okay, so fair. So let's say at this point so now you guys are leaving, okay?
Right.
What happens next?
We get to the Peterson Museum.
Okay.
When we get to the Peterson Museum, I jump out the car. I go and see the people at the door. And then I notice this guy named Chris Lattimore. Mm-hmm. Him and Puff always do parties together. When him and Puff is always doing parties together, a light bulb go out, like, yo, damn, that's why he wanted Big at this party. You understand? Because you got to realize Big was supposed to be in London. But he had told Kirk Burroughs that Big wasn't going to London. You understand? Whatever you got to do, he ain't going to London. He going to this party. So I'm like, damn. And it was like every day he was throwing that in Big face the whole time we was there. And I just found out recently by watching a YouTube show, you understand, Math Hoffa, that what's his name? Superman. He's called. His name is Clark Kent. Mm-hmm. Clark Kent, the DJ, who was also a vice president of Motown Records at one time, said, I was in Big's room that night before he got murdered. And I asked him what he was going to do. He said, D-Rock and Puff set this party up for me to go to. You understand? I carried that stuff on my heart for years because I thought I had let him down because I thought that I could stop Big from going to that party. You understand? There's nothing I could do to stop him from going to the party. So now we at the place, I see Chris Lattimore. I say, yo, we got like 23 people with us. I watched all 23 guys go through the door. They stopped right there. They took us up the escalator. They put us into a section in the back to the left where cars was at. You understand? Puff said, bring me all the bottles you got left. So Puff, they brought all the bottles that they had left in the back. Puff took like that. Then they just started partying. Big didn't have no smoke. He told Little C's, C's, go find me some smoke. So Little C's went and found some girls who had some smoke. They came over and they started smoking. So I'm behind Big. I'm looking at, it's a lot of bloods and everything up in there. So I take my gun and I put it behind my back and I kept my arms behind my back with my gun out.
You're standing like that.
Huh?
So I would know if you're standing like that.
Yeah.
You're standing like that.
Yeah, I'm like that. Yeah, I'm like this with my hands behind my back.
You have a suit. You have a jacket. What do you got on?
No, I got a Mecca. I got a Mecca Audio black shirt with the number 4.
Okay, so I can tell that you're carrying. If the average guy's going to know you're carrying. Okay,
right.
Got it. Right. And you're behind Big at this
behind
time.
Big.
Okay, I'm tracking.
Big. They say they're about to close the place.
What time is it at this time?
Probably about 11:45, close to 12 o'clock, something like that. And they about to close the place. So then I said to one of the dudes, Paul, I said, yo, Paul, you good? He said, yeah, I'm good. I said, here, hold this. And that was a Glock 26. I gave it to him. You understand? Because I had another weapon on. I had my personal weapon. I had not my personal weapon on me, and I had a Glock 26. And I said, yo, hold this. I'll be right back. I went downstairs and got the cars and put them right in front of the door. Big car and our car. You know what I'm saying? So when Big comes out, because it's going to take him a long time to walk out, that we'll be right there. We didn't have to wait for the cars or anything. So Big comes out. Everybody comes out, we walk, it's taking time, I go back upstairs, we walking real slow, because Big could barely walk. They was pushing him around Cali in a wheelchair. You understand? He didn't want that look when he went upstairs, so he came up on a cane. I think he had fractured or broken his fibula bones in his thighs or something like that. So he wait time, he gets in the car and everything like that. So then I'm thinking we ready to go. And we were supposed to be going to Steve Stout's house. Steve Stout was a producer. I don't know, he's some kind of bigwig or manager, producer, something like that. So Steve Stout, we supposed to be going to his house, but then I got a phone call because I had called Chaz. Because Chaz was already there. I didn't know where Chaz was at. Chaz was out there with the Black Hand Mob, with the crew. And I had told Chaz, I said, yo, Chaz, it's looking real shady up in here. So Chaz was coming from Steve Stout's house down to our house. Down to the Peterson Museum. So he said, yo, don't go up to y'all don't go to Steve Stout's house. But what good is to tell Puff? So the 23 people that came in with us, it was only 12 of us leaving. Oh, no, 11 of us leaving.
23, 11 leave.
Yeah.
12 stay.
11 stayed. 12 had already went to Steve Stout's house.
Got it. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because they were probably feeling a certain kind of way up in that Peterson Museum.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? What kind of disciples are those?
How many of them are alive today? Most of them?
Those 12?
That left.
Yeah.
They're alive. Most of them.
Most
Okay.
of them alive.
So 11, you guys leave.
Right.
What happens?
So now everybody gets in the car. So I'm like, yo, come on, let's go. Let's go. And Puff said, we got to wait for Paul. That's Paul and I think it's Reggie Blaylock. I'm not for sure. The officer from Inglewood. I didn't never get a chance to meet him. It's usually when you do a security detail, people gonna come meet you and everything like that, but I never met him. So we waiting for them to get their car out. 7 to 8 minutes later, this guy from the Nation of Islam that had a blue suit, white shirt, blue bow tie, come walking down the block. When he gets to I peeked right there. When he gets to the third or second car, I just come out. And I've come out. At this time, when we outside, I have my gun up under my shirt, and I just lowered it. He looks me in the eye, I look him in the eye. He don't say nothing. He don't say a thing. He just turns around and walks back down the street. So I see him go about 3 cars, because all the cars was lined up, parked, lined up in a space right there. And after the third or fourth car, I went back into the driveway to say, yo, man, where your cars at? Let's go, let's go. You understand? So we had to pull up out the driveway. So we pull up out the driveway. Now we lined up to the cars that are lined up on the street. We lined up on the cars when they're lined up on the street. You know what I'm saying? So now, I'm like, yo, Paul, what's up, man? He said, yo, he getting the car out now. So the Reggie dude pulls up with the car, right? So I said, y'all ready to go? He said, yeah, we ready to go. So then I say, Paul, follow us. You know what I'm saying? We right there. Big is right here. Me and Paul is at his car. Big driver's right there. A big driver, G Money and everything. I'm looking at him and I'm looking at Paul. Yo, y'all follow us. All right? Follow us. You understand? Paul said, okay. Paul goes back to his car. I stands on side of the car. I got my left arm on the top of it and my arm on the guardrail with my gun out, right? I got my gun out. I get on the side rail. Puff said, yo, Gene, get in this car. We don't need that. I said, how the fuck you, I'm sorry about that.
Totally fine, go.
Right. He said, how the F you gonna tell me how to do my job? How you gonna tell me how to do my job? He said, yo, Gene, get in here. I said, man, what are you talking about getting in here? How you gonna tell me how to do my job? He said, get in here or you ain't gonna work another day for Bad Boy. So it wasn't so much I was thinking about working for Bad Boy. It was the fact that I know it's beef out here. And if I don't get in this car, how I'm gonna get home? I'm gonna get back to the Beverly Hills Hotel. And then the fact, so then I gets in the car. As soon as I get to the car, he pulls his seat all the way back. So now my legs are sideways. I said, man, what the F you doing? I said, yo, Kenny, run the next 3 lights. Run the next 3 lights, Kenny. He said, why? I said, Kenny, let me drive then. If you ain't gonna run the next 3 lights, let me drive, Kenny. Kenny takes off. We takes off from that spot. We didn't stop at it was a flashing red light. We didn't stop like that. We went across the light. As we going across the light, Tone, who's behind me, says, yo, Big them ain't coming across the light. Yo, somebody pointing a gun at Big. I goes to open the door, right? We hear something say, pap, 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 pap. Kenny guns the car going forward. I said, Kenny, what the fuck are you doing, Kenny? Kenny, what are you doing? He said, they say somebody shooting. Yeah, motherfucker, they shooting at Big. What the fuck is you doing, Kenny? He stops the car when we halfway down the block. Backs up, do the U-turn, come back around. We see the car speeding out. We stop right in the middle, right in the front of Big's car with the other Suburban. Big cars look like airplane because all the doors is open. You know what I'm saying? Except his. You understand what I'm saying? All the doors is open. Nobody's in the car, nothing like that. Puff runs around to his car. Runs around on Big's side. Yo, Big, you all right? You all right? Tone said, yo, Gene, come on. Come on, Gene. Me and Tone jumped in the other Suburban and we chases after the car. We chase after the car and it seemed like we going up this hill, like a slant over there. It's like a hill going up that way. We get to the top. When we get to the top, we don't see nothing. We don't see nobody. We don't see nothing. We don't see nobody. I said, yo, Tone, man, let's get back. Because those cats ain't got nothing. You know, Kenny, he does security. He got a gun. The officer got a gun. But was nobody there. So when we get back, you understand? D-Rock them is coming up. D-Rock, Lil C's, Paul, now they coming back. So we was going about probably 3 to 5 minutes. You know, chasing the guy right there. and then don't see him no more. So we come back. D-Rock is walking around with his hands on his head talking about, oh, they got my man. They got my man. Big is still alive. Wasn't thinking. Right through the driveway, it was ambulance, cops, and the fire department. Somebody called 911. They calling 911. Why didn't they respond? They right through the driveway. They right through the driveway. Nobody responds. And so then I'm down there. I went down there, and not one time I was thinking, I'm thinking, yo, usually somebody who do some shit like that, they come back to the scene to see if anybody talking, if anybody doing like that. So I'm not thinking like, yo, stupid ass, go across and get the police, go across and get the ambulance people. I wasn't thinking like that. I'm thinking like, I'm not thinking about that. But I'm thinking when they calling 911, if they right around the corner, why they don't come through there? You understand what I'm saying? So Paul comes down to me and he said, yo, Gene, we about to go. And as we was about to go, it was this rapper, producer on the phone. We know him as DJ Quick. He says right out of his mouth, he says, yo, I think they got one of them bad boy niggas. They said they was gonna get him. So then Paul grabs me, like, yo, Gene, come on. Because I was gonna step to him. We about to go. So that's when we got in the car, and Puff got in the car behind Big. G-Money is driving, Kenny is driving that car, and then Tone is driving our car, and we following them to the hospital. And we come to find out that the hospital was only 2 blocks away. Kenny took us to a hospital that was 30 minutes away.
Get out of here. 30 minutes away.
30 minutes away.
When were you in the car with Biggie, or no? You're in the other car.
I'm in the car with Tone.
When does Biggie die?
Listen, this is what happened. When Kenny got in the car,
yeah,
and Puff said, yo, I told him, yo, stay right here and let the ambulance come to us, y'all. And Puff made the decision. No, we going to the hospital. Kenny, you know where the hospital at? So then Kenny said, yeah, I know where the hospital at. Somebody told me it was a hospital 2 blocks away from the Peterson Museum.
Okay, so you guys go to Cedars-Sinai.
Right, but it took us like 30 minutes to get there.
And by the time you get there, is he already dead in the car or not yet?
No, I couldn't even tell you. Because what I did was I said, whatever y'all do, don't let him go to sleep. Keep him up. Don't let him close his eyes. Keep him up. That's his last word. And then Kenny said, I'm going to take you to the hospital, Big. Big, I'm going to get you to the hospital. And the last words I heard Big said, just do it. I said that shit could have been a Nike commercial.
Did you see him? Did you look at him when he's shot? You spoke to him when he's shot up.
Yeah, I spoke to him.
And
I didn't speak to him. Kenny, I'm in front of him. When Puff got in the back seat of him, in the back seat, and I'm telling you, whatever y'all do, don't let him go to sleep. Don't let him go to sleep. I'm in front of him. I'm in front, right here in Big, talking to Big. Y'all don't let him go to sleep. Yo, Big, stay up, Big. Don't let him go to sleep.
And then boom.
And then Kenny said, yo, Big, I'm gonna get you to the hospital. And Big just said, just do it. That's the last thing I heard him say.
In these uncertain times, if there's anything we need people to believe the future looks bright. So if you've heard about me saying this mission to you, we're on a mission to get 1 million people to wear this gear, and this is what we're doing. If you buy one of these hats, there's a category of buying one hat, getting the second one free. If you haven't yet worn this gear publicly, go ahead and test it out. Buy some of the gear, wear it in public, and see how many people will stop by and say, you also watch a Value Timmy? You also follow PBD Podcast? I do too. Place your order. Go to vtmerch.com. Click on the link above or below. Place your order and represent the VT and the PBD Podcast gear.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.